trailer was rotten. There was nothing left. The Gelcoat had delammed from the plywood all over, and it was nothing left. So we removed that, took it off, and they sealed it with some kind of sealant at the factory that we had to cut loose, because if you tried to pull it off, it just tore the studs out. So the product that they had was really good because it would actually rip the wood rather than releasing itself. So we cut the back panel off. I replaced the studs that were totally rotten. I replaced the insulation, put some thicker insulation in some spots. It's waterproof, got it ready to go. In the meantime, we took our back panel, we scraped all the wood off of it, and now we're going to put the thing back together. We're going to put it back on the trailer. And we've got this product. It's called Sikaflex 221. Sikaflex 221. And this apparently is the stuff that we need to use to return the back skin on the trailer back to where it belongs. And the idea behind it is it's supposed to attach that structure, the Gelcoat panel with the plywood re-glued on the back of it, or re-epoxied on the back of it, and it's supposed to stick it to the back of the trailer and flex with the cold and the heat so that it doesn't just tear loose. So now we're going to proceed with that process and see how that works. So here we're going to apply our Sikaflex 221, which is our adhesive that's going to tie our back panel back onto this trailer. So I'm going to put a nice bead on a few spots here. If I can get my caulking gun to start working. Nice and thick, because when I took it off, they had some beads on here that were probably 1/2 inch in diameter or better. So they weren't cheap with the stuff that they use when they put it out of the manufacturer's facility. So I'm just going to do the same. Just like so. And my son is doing the recording on this. So the recording quality may not be 100%, but we're doing the best we can. But we're going to smear this stuff all over the place. Nice and thick everywhere. And this is what's going to keep the entire... Anyway, so we're putting our Sikaflex on. That's going to hold our panel in place. And then we're going to clamp it so that it stays in place. And it's going to be just as good as when the factory did it, apparently, because this is apparently is the proper product to use for this process there. That's 1 tube. So in my particular project, it looks like I'm using 3 tubes of the Sikaflex product to get a nice coverage everywhere. There, I'm going to put it on pretty thick there because that's one of the places where the removal of the old stuff actually tore my stud. Try to get these electrical wires out of my way because they're going to get covered in this goo, but that's whatever, it is what it is, nothing I can do. Okay, excuse me, son. Yeah,
we're doing good, right?
Yeah. Perfect. We'll get it upright.
Put it on the foot. You want to touch it? Oop.
Okay, so we got the back panel on the trailer. I had it clamped and I let the clamp sit for a couple of hours. The skin time on the Sikaflex 221, it says it's an hour and then 7 days for full cure, and I'm not 100% sure what that means. I haven't got to the website to check that out just yet. But anyway, panel still got some clamps on it holding it in place. So while that's happening, I'm just taking some time and I'm cleaning all my trim off, getting it ready to go back on the trailer, because that's going to be what holds it on final. And in retrospect, I should have had this all done before, and then those screws could have gone in right away to hold that panel on, in addition to all the wood that I put up to clamp it in the meantime. Anyways, that's pretty much the wrap for that part of the process. Making sure that these trim pieces are nice and clean before you reattach them is important, because if you put old glue over top of new glue, it doesn't stick properly and you're basically wasting your time, especially on a trailer that has an EDPM roof. And I learned that the hard way. If you go to do an EDPM roof repair, whether you're using the self-leveling compound, and I can't remember what the name of it is at the top of my head, or if you're using the EDPM repair tape, if you don't clean the roof properly before you start with that product, it'll let water underneath it and it'll leak like a sieve. And I found that out the hard way at the very front of my trailer, and that'll probably be the next video I put together. I have to take out all of the EDPM self-leveling compound, scrape it all out, and then I've got to probably put some glue in between the wood panel and the EDPM, because the wood started to rot because I didn't get a good seal there. But anyway, as for this project, that was probably the hardest part, getting the wall put back on nice and straight, square, centered, and then clamped. Maybe at some point here in the near future I'll explain how I got the old marine grade plywood off of that Gelcoat, because that was a task and a half, and I wish I would have videoed that process, because that took several days, and then I learned a few tricks, and now it should go much smoother the next time I have to do one, and hopefully not for a while. But anyway, it's been fun. You guys have a great day. I hope you learned something from what I've demonstrated so far, and if not, feel free, leave a message in a comment. I'll get back to you, and we'll see if we can answer your questions based on what I've learned so far. Anyway, have a great day. This is Dale from Dale's Garage. Enjoy.